Do you have any other questions?
More questions. If you could go back in your career and like redo computer science all over again, is there a certain way you'd want to go throughout the different types of experiences? Like, would you do it all in the same order?
I think I would do most of the things I did in the order I did, because otherwise maybe I won't be here. But I think I could have passed more interviews or studied less if I just went straight to lead code, because what I did was I practiced a lot on HackerRank and then some obscure online judge called Spoj, S-P-O-J. Those questions were just like really different than interview questions. Like HackerRank was too wordy and every question felt like a word problem. And you had to do like reading input from a file, which you don't have to do on lead code. And then Spoj was just, the questions were just like really mathy. And then also I spent like 2 weeks reading an algorithms book, and then I spent some time reading a competitive programming book, and it was just like stuff that was unnecessary. Like if I just wanted to pass an interview, all I needed to do was just grind the code.
Straight to lead code.
Yeah. But HackerRank did help for greedy algorithms and dynamic programming. Yeah.
Oh, does lead code not have
so
too much?
Like LeetCode has them too, but then just like HackerRank just has a lot of them.
I see.
Yeah.
I guess a big thing is like, how do I know when I'm ready for the technical interview?
Maybe you should, this sounds really bad, but also like, it's totally legit. You should apply to like small companies you don't care that much about and just interview with them and just get the interview experience. See maybe like what you don't know, what you do know, what their process is like, and then yeah, go from there.
How many small companies would you recommend going to the like the on-site?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. I don't know, maybe 2.
2? Okay.
Yeah.
To build that experience. And if it goes well, you might surprise yourself.
Yeah, maybe you'll get an offer you really like.
Okay. How would you decide on deciding between Android, iOS, front end or back end? That, as I see it, those are the 4 main types of engineers in the industry right
Yeah. I'm not sure myself because I pretty much tried out Android and iOS and then gravitated towards iOS. So I guess it's just, ideally you try out everything and then hopefully you'll like really like one of those and then decide to go deeper into that.
What about your path through you know, the different types of development? Because you say you've done them all. Would you recommend people go through the same way?
Depends how much time they have. I would say it's pretty hard to just pick up Android and then also pick up iOS and pick up web. Like, actually I don't know any web, so maybe web is like really awesome, but I just haven't picked it up. And then I would also say that it doesn't really matter what platform you work on, but more like what you want to do with it. Because let's say you want to work at Lyft and you want to build the Lyft app. Well, essentially, like if you code in Android or you code in iOS, you're still making the same app, right? You're coding the same functionality. Maybe it's more like being excited about what you're building. But personally, after experiencing both worlds, I would prefer iOS.
Let's see, where was your first internship?
So my first 2 internships were like small companies in San Diego. So my first big internship was at Yelp.
And what were you doing for them?
Android.
Android for all 3?
Oh
All 3
wait.
the first ones?
So the first 2 were C++.
C++, like back-end program?
Yeah, back then.
And then you moved to Android when you did Yelp.
Yep.
After Yelp was Microsoft, is that right?
No, after Yelp was Hulu for iOS.
And then Microsoft.
And then Google.
Oh, and then Google, that's right.
Where
Google
I did
was
C++.
C++.
And then Tinder where I did iOS. And then Microsoft where I did C#.
Oh.
Yeah.
And now you're at Lyft doing iOS.
Yeah. So in the end, I wanted to do iOS.
What do you like about iOS?
I think the Swift programming language is like just really clean and really elegant. There's a lot of thought that went to it, and a lot of the frameworks that Apple provides just like make sense. A lot of design patterns are just built into the framework. Like, you can't just pass an array into a table view and it'll just show like the items in the array. You have to like have a model and then pass that into the, like, as a data source into the controller, and then it's just like, it has like it separates like responsibilities inherently. And if you try to work against it, then it'll be like really tough.
So it helps you structure the way you program. It also helps other people because we all know that there's a lot of reading going on. What do you like about being a mobile dev?
I like that a lot of the tools are like really easy to use. At least for iOS, you just have a certain set of tools. Like, you just have Xcode, and then you have like certain libraries that you can use, and it's like powerful enough where you can build almost any app. Yeah, like compared to web dev where there's always new technologies coming out, new frameworks coming out. Whereas on iPhone development, it's like more structured. It's like working within a sandbox kind of.
I see. Yeah, it's more stable. They don't change it nearly as much.
It's also nice just to like make an app and then like put it on your phone and then be able to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's all the questions I have for now.
Okay.